Hello and welcome back to SpeedyNet, where we are looking at Windows. And you might be wondering, like, why? Because usually we have some nice opening scene. Not this time though. We are looking at this because well, I stumbled upon something whilst I was checking stuff, figuring things out, and checking a theory that was posted in the comments about a more clever way to display the destinations that our passengers have. Now, this is not the usual view that I have. I usually have it like this. Yeah, I believe it was this one or it was this one. Either way, I think it was this one. But it was suggested to me that I use this view so that I can see the end destination of our passengers and maybe create some high-speed passenger lines in between those destinations. Well, lo and behold, I have clicked on about half of our passenger stations, and just selected a random view. And this is what you see. I mean, and this is why I do not use that view, because this tells me absolutely nothing. I mean, what am I supposed to make out of this? That there is like a dozen of destinations that our passengers want to go to from the Buntworth station? I mean, I can't act on this, I need information that I can do something with. Information that has a use. And when I change the view to this, then all of a sudden those 84 passengers become a lot more manageable, because now I can see, oh hey, there's quite a bit waiting here at Buntworth Grain Mill. And there is, if I do it like this, then I can see, oh hey, pretty much everybody wants to go to Sarfingly Docks. So there's that, and the same is true over here, Now this is Sarfingly Docks, and this is Ruborn. So I was looking at this and I was like, okay, so it's quite a lot of one-way traffic. And I was actually, I noticed it because of this view, I have to admit. Because I saw the to any station and I was like, wait, but this is, because this is over here, this is in our older part of the passenger network where we've done everything by boat. See, we have big speedy ships here moving passengers but who have to walk to the town once they arrive. But hey, that's another matter. Now I noticed this, so I went to investigate, okay, where do those passengers come from? Because obviously it's not from Ruborn itself. No, you know what we have over here? We have this hotel that makes 1,071 passengers. Can you even believe this? 1,071. And we are not feeding it anything. There's no alcohol or no booze or food or anything going in. So, yeah. Then there was this, the ultimate passenger factory, right? So I just wanted to show you guys this, that I've totally missed it, but apparently over time this hotel over here this has become the ultimate hooker place. And they don't use condoms. Anyway, beside that, I also discovered whilst I was fiddling about that we have the best name of a town in here. Look, this train has to go to Warningville. How good is that? Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. That's what it is. Now, where is Warningville? So this is Mendham. So that means that this over here is Warningville. How cool. Also, I do want this to be back to the regular. Yeah. So that's why I'm not using the view, But I like the suggestion, though I tried it in practice, it didn't work out. It happens sometimes, Sometimes you only know things work or not by trying them out. Now another thing that I was keeping an eye on whilst I was doing all this It's like, okay, so how are the metal trains going? And clearly we have still a bit of overkill on our metal production that we're not hauling. So I figured that if we do this the clever way, and by now we're starting to run into what is more or less the max capacity of this station. Because look at the amount of trains that need to go here. Now granted, you know, some of them have to go long distances, so we don't see them that often. So, and you see, it's not like we have a queue in front of the station. Those trains are all moving that you see here. Look, see? So this is not the issue, but I mean, if we add a few more trains, then we are gonna run into the issue that we need a bigger station. However, with the amount of metal that we have there right now, I think it's pretty safe to just have another metal train. Because this piling up of stuff here, I blame entirely on our improved train network that we have operating. So, having said all that, there is a bit of a weak spot in the network here. That I noticed when I was, you know, checking stuff and keeping an eye out on things. And just gonna keep it open here to see if our metal's going down, because clearly right now it's not. No, the thing is over here, it's this junction here that is at fault. You might wonder why. Well, this way over here is longer because we cannot pass above the fruit plantation. I mean, that is what it is, we just have to deal with it. However, by having the junction from this lane also be able to go here, which is the shorter route, it means that whenever there is like no traffic here and the train comes from this lane and is free to go wherever, it will always make the cross, because that's the shorter route. Now that's all nice and dandy, but if there would be a train over here, for example, what would happen is it would basically take this route and pass over. And the same is true for the traffic that comes out of this station. It will always cross the tracks here, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen right now. This train is blocked, and therefore it will take the other route, blocking this train off, and all of that is not even necessary if we disable this one track option. So by doing it like this, we basically say, okay, unless you really need to, there is no need for the trains on this lane to use this track over here. Now granted, that is gonna cause a bit of traffic over here. What we should do, because yeah, this is gonna cause traffic. What would be the clever solution to this? I don't know. We'll have to see how this develops, but I did notice a lot of traffic jams here just because of this crossing. You know, and if we can have traffic jams on just the... Wait a second. Do I have this signaled proper? Is this signaled proper? I mean, I guess it is. I wonder, do I have... Yeah, there is a signal over there. And there is also there. Okay, so the signaling is alright. No, but if I can choose between two lanes with traffic issues, or with just the one with traffic issues, guess what I'm gonna choose? You know, right? I mean, obviously, we're gonna go with just the one lane with traffic jams. So... Now, maybe we should also include, like, I don't know, if the pileups become too big, maybe we can add like a junction over here or something, yeah? We'll have to see if that is really necessary. Anyway, having done all this, now that you know what I was up to, let us go to what we were doing last time, and that is covering the screen with a map. No, that was not what we were doing. We were looking at the ever so intricate web of cargo destinations, but then for our passengers. And oh my good lord, things have rebalanced. And it is pretty much as bad as it can get. So, yeah. Freston Docks, let me guess. That is not over there. So the Freston Docks is actually over here. Interesting. I thought there would be more. So the Hanningwell Docks, yeah, to Manningwell. And Manningwell is over there. Yeah, we're gonna see a big pileup of passengers here. Now, back to what the theory was of in the comments about using the long distance destinations, you know, and having the other view for our passengers, is of course to you know, get the long distance lines. Now, the use of those is to ease off the load of the short distance ones, because else you have to run very big capacity everywhere. However, if we have multiple options to get to A and B, you can spread the load. And currently, for these towns to get anywhere over here, the only way is through this hub here. So this is going to be insanely crowded at the moment. You just know it. I mean, it doesn't tell me right now, but it will. Yeah, let's see. This is all going to be filled up with passengers pretty soon. So I think that if we take in, for example, this town over here, and if we can do that like through here and then through there, that would be a pretty nice accomplishment. Now, I fear that, yeah, it would mean adding tracks over here. Do you see that happening? No. No, me neither. So, that's a bit of an issue. Another thing we could do, and I think that's more feasible, is get from this town a station that would basically go over here and then connect that up with the network over here, for example. I think that's much more doable. Now the only question I then have is, are we going to use the existing train tracks over here for that? Or are we going to come up with something new? If we use the existing train tracks, then if we ever add petrol to the mix here, which is not an if, but rather a when, then we will have, oh my goodness. And then maybe, you know, just maybe the amount of metal trains is still not enough. No, but the thing is, like, you know, if we hook it up to the existing network, then we might be able to you know, connect petrol to places. However, this is a one-way station, so what I can't do is connect it up to here. I have to get in over here, but perhaps we can do something. Let us get that to build back, you know, because this is clearly a bit overused right now. So we have to ease off the burdens a little bit, and yeah, I think from here to over here might be just the thing that we need. Let us do some track works. Alright guys, and a new train line was born. Now hopefully, and this will probably take a while, hopefully the cargo destination will update its calculations and we shall see a much better distribution of passengers over here, because I have a suspicion that on this dock here we can... it's actually not that bad. I mean, how many do you carry? I do believe that's 100 passengers. Yeah, well. Let us just do a quick round of inspections to see how bad it truly is. So apparently from this door... Oh... How bad was it? Yeah, very. That's Deadstone. And which ship is going to Deadstone? It's only a small boat. So basically this one is just not big enough, because it can't even take the full load. And on Deadstone, yeah, we have way more. All needing to go to New Hanningwell. Now we'll leave it at the current capacities for just a little bit, because I want to see how it's gonna behave once this is all recalculated. So we're gonna give it that at least, but if this doesn't turn a little bit more less red in like soon, then yeah, we're gonna have to do something about it. Like over here you can see it too. You know, I saw the colors changing. Yeah, there's just so many passengers right now. We kind of knew that this was gonna happen. Ah well. We'll have to see how it holds up. Now that we have a few more options for our passengers to go, shall we try and take or make a new connection between this town here? No, this doesn't have station access. Neither does this. Only this town has station access, but I dare not add more towards this station. I just don't. I mean, there's already so much riding on this, and it is fairly well balanced, but still. And then Dustin is a little bit difficult. It also doesn't like us, but is a lot because... How are the ratings? This is important to know. Your ratings are excellent. Right, so it's not the ratings. Okay, so we can't do anything with the Dustin. Yeah, that leaves very few options for us, basically. I mean, I'd love to... Oh, there's even... Oh wow, this hotel has also gone completely bonkers. But right now we have enough passengers stored for like ever. It just does not go anywhere. We can even add more if we want to. We just need a few letters to them and they will all be happy. Can we tag them up to there, for example? No. No. What was the other options that we had? Here? Which? This is braiding hand. I mean, if we can do something with braiding head. It might seem odd, but I think it's feasible. At the very least. Yeah, we can do something. The question is it worth it? Because my idea was to basically create, like, I basically needed to connect it up to this point or up to here. You know, so we can ease off the load of traffic over here a bit. Seeing how that's not gonna happen if I just do the one connection. Shall we investigate if we can just hook it up over here? That seems very, very doable, to be fair. And then there over here is too much bauxite. That's what I see. Okay. I guess we need to do something about that lab, huh? Yeah. And how's the metal going? Okay, the metal's all being hauled now. I'm about to add a train in a moment. I just want to know, like, okay, so do we have? We do not have the supply surplus as of yet. That's a bit of a shame because I want to use any surplus that I have for the petrol production in the end. Anyway, back to the passenger thingy that we were looking at. I think that to over here, to our new station basically, should be doable from over here by train. I think. Question is, what's gonna be? I think we're gonna have to have a rather simple station, one that's just roll in, roll out basically. But I think it's doable, and I think it will also lighten up the load quite a bit. It's a shame we don't have more connections over here, but well, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think we should do it, but not entirely convinced. You know, another thing that we definitely should do, and that since we have it now hooked up to over here, we can also do, is connecting this. And this is something, you know, that I already wanted to do for quite a long time. I want to connect this and then basically make a jump from here to the big speedy network over here, which is, you know, this all had time to settle and is much more mature. Granted, it also needs a bit of balancing, but it's much more mature. So, yeah, I think we're gonna leave this settle itself with the new route for now, and then connect this up, and then further up to over here, and I think that this station would be an excellent candidate for it. However, I also see that this is all without any... Whoa. Kinborn has grown rather big. And Nenston is also grown rather big. Oh my goodness. And so has Chonthill. Right. Anyway, I think we're gonna grab this station over here for the passengers, because we do need to plan it out just a little. It's not that interesting. If we don't take this one, we can also take this one for the passengers. I mean, we are already hauling passengers to and from this station. It does not have any room to expand. And that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to do so, but on the other hand, you know, yeah, we're gonna see a lot of traffic over here. That's why I feel like we shouldn't. This is much more expandable. He says, without any room for expansion whatsoever. Do we have other options then? I mean, this is just a goods station. We don't need to or want to use that. So in terms of stations, basically, yes. It's either this one or this one. And then the question is like, okay, which one do we want to use? I think this station is the more efficient one because of its setup. So we're gonna use this one. Right, having said all that, I think it's time that we do some track works, finally. So let's get moving with our tracks. Right, guys, we have our very connection with the big passenger network set up, I do believe. It might not show on the map just yet, but soon. Yeah, there it is. Look, there it is. We have it connected. And I might be wondering, why didn't I choose this station over this one? And that is basically because this station is expandable. The town here already likes us. The station is situated very well. And over here, these tracks are just a nightmare to do anything with. So, yeah. We might add a train to... I think we could do that. What we could do, I just now realized, is we could also electrify this all the way up to there, and then yeah, you know what we could do? We have the traffic. This is interesting. We have the traffic from this station going to the steel station, which is also a passenger hub. What we can do is have this station go to the actual city. Let's see how that turns out. So now we also got a new locomotive. I don't know if it will show up here. If it doesn't, I know it's not relevant. I mean, that's the thing, you know, I just want the quickest for us. And guess what? It's not up here. I believe we got this one. What did we now? Probably not. Look at how cheap it is, you know. No, definitely we didn't get that one. Maybe that one. I don't know. Regardless, I want speed here, so this is what we're gonna take. And then we're gonna get a few passenger cars. Don't know how many we will need. For the time being, we'll just go with our standard setup. You know, 2 mail cars. It can easily carry those, and then go there. Go there. And I have some electrification to do, so be right back. Right, and done. Sometimes it doesn't need to be that difficult. So there we go. Nice, and because it gets out of this depot, that tells me that there is a valid path. So, are we seeing already the very first electric train? Yeah, there it goes, there it goes. Nice. I mean, it was a bit of a challenge to get through here. You know, these are like our old ancient tracks that we made so many videos ago. So yeah, I had to kind of figure out again how they run. But yeah, guys, there it is. You know, we will see all these tracks used and without the grass growing over it pretty soon. Now, as for over here, if we have a look at the map, we should see... Yeah, this doesn't help in making it more organized or anything. But look, in terms of lightening the traffic load, I see that this, for example, has become orange. Now, I do not know about this station. Is it all to the Frankfurt docks? It seems that is the case. I do wonder then, how is our train faring? That needs to go... I mean, is that you? It is, right? Yeah, it is. So just out of curiosity, Manford's grocery shop. Now, is it just me, or is somehow this station not really getting any passengers to those towns? I mean, you'd expect it to get passengers, as this is like a new route for all of those peeps to get to other destinations, but clearly they seem to think otherwise. I mean, what's your profit so far? You haven't even made any profits. What are your capacities? Passengers and mail. Right. that's interesting. So the whole cargo destination basically leaves this route unused. Now as for over here, yeah, things are getting out of control. We need we need a little bit of a bigger ship here. That's what I know. But if we start to go down that route, then we have to upgrade everything basically. Don't really feel like doing that, to be fair. Now what we're gonna see over here as well is that this route that we just enabled is gonna make some traffic strain over here. Because a lot of passengers all of a sudden want to go over here and over here. I know that much. So this might actually be a clever solution to spread the load a little bit. I hope. Yeah, anything where I come out as clever, I hope is gonna happen. Now, just out of curiosity, yeah, okay. Look, now I can see the. No, I still don't even. I mean, you know, for the view of the passengers, this tells me everything. You know, if I put it like this, I know what I need to do. But look at this, I have no clue what to do. I mean, which am I gonna take for like a long distance thingy? And why not this one over this one, for example, right? Anyway, guys, we've done our track building. I know that I'm gonna monitor this for a while, because I can already see the colors darkening over here. You know, because this was kind of in equilibrium. Not to say that it was well optimized, but it was in equilibrium. And I've connected it up to the big network, and now it's all out of whack again. And everything needs to do the resynchronization. But guys, if you were one of those unlucky passengers or people living in Warningville right over here, and you wanted to go all the way over here to, I don't even know how this is called, to Tonstone, now you can. With SpeedyNet. And on that bombshell, I think we should say, join me next time when we will play more PassengerNet, SpeedyNet in OpenTTD, of course. So see you then, later.